My name is Jan Gardner.
Okay, thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We're in Mikey Quintana's house, and we have a long-time faithful sister with us this evening. She was kind enough to join us. Can you tell the audience your name, first of all?
My name is Jan Gardner.
All right. That's right. Jan, tell us, how long have you been living in this area?
I've lived in Colorado all my life.
She's a native Coloradan, and how long have you been baptized?
Oh, goodness, I've been baptized since 1959.
1959. Wow, a long time.
Long time.
So you've grown up with the organization in many ways.
In a lot of ways, yes.
So let's see. How did you get in contact with the truth?
My mother came in contact with the truth when I was a little girl. And my mother was in Catholicism. And one of my aunts came into the truth. And she started talking to my mother occasionally through that whole period of time.
So the congregation also was good support?
Yes. When we moved to Denver, Ethel Howe and a half were they kind of took us under their wing and helped us along quite a bit. Took us in service with them, and we spent some time with them. My children came to love them both as almost like grandparents.
So how are they doing now? How are things now?
My kids are both married, and they both have children. Well, actually, my daughter's divorced, I should say. But my son and daughter-in-law live close to me, and they're faithful in the truth. And my daughter just moved back from Oregon, and she has 4 children, and they are still faithful in the truth, and they're attending meetings in the Bratton congregation. So I feel that in that way I've been blessed that my children have remained faithful, despite some of the tribulations of their own as well as the ones we went through.
So when you think back in your history, your theocratic history, what has been a highlight for you?
Going to the 1958 assembly in New York was one of the big ones for me. I was just a young girl, and that was amazing. I just couldn't. I missed the 8-day assemblies. It was wonderful. I don't know if I could take them now, but at that time it was just, I didn't want to go home. The spiritual, the closeness of the brothers, the spiritual energy that was there was just wonderful.
And many brothers in Singapore have never, may never even heard of the 8-day assemblies. So just being there for 8 days you felt was encouraging?
Yes, because you're there from morning, and the sessions didn't last like they do now. They were like from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night.
That's right, exactly.
So you were there all day long. You ate, you ate breakfast there. You ate supper there, and all you did was go home and go to sleep. And the next day you were just ready to go back. And that immense crowd, I can just remember, you know how if you go to say a sports event or any kind of thing in the world, and the people are bumping into each other, and some of them are crabbing. It wasn't that way at all. With 250,000 people, they just walked slowly to the cafeteria line and visited with each other.
No pushing in
No
line.
pushing, nothing.
No kiasu attitude.
Another highlight was the assembly in 1963 in Pasadena. Because I remember that for 2 things. One, that it was so hot. And I don't know how hot it gets in Singapore, but it was 117 degrees. And but one of the highlights of that assembly was Brother Noor at the end of the assembly gave his talk, and he finally said he was going on and on past the time when he was supposed to stop. And he said, I realize some of you have to go home, and that's okay if you have to leave now. He said, but those of you who wish to stay, I have more to say, and it was wonderful. I'm looking forward to seeing my family stay faithful, and maybe possibly, if there's enough time left, some of the rest of my family to be reactivated or come in or something. We never can get in the truth and remain faithful and hopefully get on the other side, go through the tribulation and be in the Lord.
Right. That's what we're all working toward.
Yeah.
Right. Regardless of our circumstances. All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.